A mother of two was one of the victims in the shooting, and many of us remember seeing her mother going to hospitals last Friday looking for her daughter. We have told you about Rebecca Wingo, but needed to tell you a story from her mother tonight. As Kevin Torres reports, Rebecca's story is one everyone can learn from.
Rebecca was a very smart girl.
We tend to define a person by the way they live their life.
She was very creative.
Not so much how they did it,
The how never bothered her.
but what they did with it.
It was the what or the who. She just did.
Rebecca Wingo lived a carefree life.
She lived the most blessed life of anyone I know.
Her mother says her children really helped shape the person she ultimately became.
Rebecca was the fun mom. She was the fun mom. It was constant, I love you. No, I love you more. Oh my gosh. You just can't even talk about the love between those three people.
Love.
I got a call at 4:30 in the morning from my son-in-law.
We got another person outside shot in the leg, a female.
It's what brought Shirley out to search for her daughter Friday morning when we first met her.
Okay?
And she first thought her daughter was still alive.
I think it's serious, Rob. I think it's serious. I think she's been shot.
We'll find where they're going to be.
Hours had passed, and Shirley began to realize what many parents couldn't bear to imagine. She was notified at a meeting around 4 o'clock.
And we were told there that those of us in that room weren't going to find our relatives and loved ones because they had actually been in the theater all day and were being collected as we spoke and taken to the coroner's office,
There are many things Shirley wishes she could let go of.
and mostly just to not miss her so much, because we do.
But what she will never forget is what she recently learned, to not define her daughter's character by life, but what she did leading up to her death.
Rebecca was facing her shooter. And that's Rebecca. That's Rebecca. If you're gonna shoot me, you're gonna look at me and do it. And I'm so proud of her for the life she lived, for the dignity she died with.
What a remarkable person. Rebecca was also fluent in Mandarin and was a member of the U.S. Air Force, where she was in Hawaii for years. She was the sort of lady who always enjoyed sitting in the first row at church, the sort of person who would finish an entire book in a single reading, and the sort of person who enjoyed these three things in this particular order, Kim: her daughters, food, and music. We learned about another remarkable story that her mother told us, and this truly defines who she is. She says that Rebecca was always a giver, never a receiver, and when her mother went to go pick out her dress to see what she was going to be buried in, her mother wanted to pay for it. But these two ladies came up to her and said, you know, we want to buy this for your daughter. And she said, well, you know, I really don't want you to do this, but maybe it's time for Rebecca to learn how to receive once in her life.
Receive our praise.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Kevin.